What's going on, guys? John Alder here from Tkinter.com, and in this video, we're going to look at scaling for CustomTkinter and Python. Alright guys, like I said, in this video, we're going to look at scaling for CustomTkinter. But before we get started, if you like this video, want to see more like it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. And be sure to grab your totally free PDF copy of my Tkinter widget quick reference guide book. This thing is awesome, over 150 pages with all the Tkinter widget attributes. Grab your free copy today, just head over to tkinter.com/widget-book, enter your email address, and I'll send that right out to you. And while you're there, think about membership in Tkinter.com. You get all my Tkinter courses, all my future courses for one low price. Use coupon code YouTube to get 30% off membership if you're interested. Okay, like I said, in this video, we're going to look at scaling with CustomTkinter. And by scaling, I mean just that, scaling our apps, making them bigger or smaller, dependent on the monitor that they're being used on. And this is important because you don't know what people's monitors are going to be, what their display settings are going to be. Some people have everything zoomed in. Some people have everything zoomed out. Some people use different aspect ratios and things. So you just don't know. So how do you make sure your app still looks good on all the different display monitors out there? That's what we're going to look at in this video. So let's head over to our code. I'm using the Sublime Text Editor and the Git Bash terminal as always. And as always, you can find a link to the code in the pinned comment section below, as well as a link to the playlist with all the other videos in this CustomTkinter series. So check it out if you haven't so far. So I've just got the same exact file that we used in the last video. I've renamed it CustomColor2.py. It was custom color in the last video. And we're just going to use this one because it doesn't really matter what app we use this on. And what we want to do is set a few new attributes that we haven't looked at before. So before we do that, let's head over to the documentation. This is at CustomTkinter.tomszymanski.com. Click on this documentation link, and we want to click on scaling right here. And you could read this little bit about it right here. It's kind of important. CustomTkinter, it supports HighDPI scaling on Mac by default. By Windows, it sort of does it by default, but what it does is, you could read right here, it says the app is made aware of your Windows display settings. And if you're not familiar with Windows display settings, just go to your regular Windows desktop, the screen that pops up right when your computer starts, right click anywhere on that screen, and there should be a little thing that says display settings. When I click that on my computer, I've got different monitors here, so it's a little bit different, but you can click on these things and you could see, like right here, the scale and layout. I have mine at 100%, that's recommended. Some people do it at higher than that, 125, 150, 175, you can see here. I have a display in this particular monitor of 1920 by 1080. You know, a person could have any of these things. So the thing we're really dealing with here is this scale, this 100% recommended scale. If I've got it scaled larger on my screen, everything's going to be bigger and my app's going to be distorted, or it might be fuzzy, right? So the nice thing about CustomTkinter is it takes out that fuzziness. It scales it, but keeps it, like it says right here, HighDPI. It just sort of does this by default. Now, there are certain circumstances you may not want it to scale by default. And we can turn that off with this line of code right here. So let's just go ahead and copy this. And so when we come over to our code here, you're going to want to probably put it up here right there because it kind of looks the same. We've got this CustomTkinter set appearance mode, set default color mode here. It's CustomTkinter.deactivate_automatic_DPI_awareness. So if we save this, we're probably not going to be able to see a huge difference, but we might because I have two monitors and we can play around with this. So let's head back over to our terminal. I'm in my ctkinter.com directory and let's run Python ctk_customcolor2.py. When we do, this pops up and let's see if I can bring it over and back. Yeah, no, it doesn't really change because my two monitors are pretty much set up the same. But if I had a different scaling on my other monitor and I drug it over and then drug it back, this would look different because it just would. So we can't really look and see whether this worked or not, but trust me, it worked. And that's how you would do that. So I'm going to comment this out, but I'll leave this in here so you can refer back to it if you look at the code. But that's how you turn it off. Now we can also do a couple of other things that are interesting. We can set our own scale value. Remember when we just looked at my display settings, I had it at 100%. Well, most people probably do, but if you want to, for some reason, change your app to scale at a different value, you could do that with individual widgets, or you could do it for the entire sort of window geometry. Let's just do the window geometry. The other one is CustomTkinter.set.widget.scaling. This one is CustomTkinter.set._.window.scaling. They act the same way, so I'll just do one and you'll know to use the same methodology in the other one as well. So we come back over here and we could just paste this in up here. This will be CustomTkinter.set_window_scaling, and then you just pass in a float value. And a float is a decimal number. So think of 1 as 100%, it would be 1.0, right? If we wanted our app just to be a regular 100% scaled, we would do it like this. If we wanted it to be smaller, we could go, 0.5. That's sort of like 50%, half as much. So let's go ahead and save this and head back over here and reload this guy. And when we do, look at that, our app is scaled really strangely. It's twice as small, half as small, I guess, as it was before. Maybe you want that sort of thing. Now, let's come back over to the documentation, and just for fun, let's grab this other one, because we scaled the window before. Here, let's say scale widgets. For this one, let's say scale window. So if I change this to 0.5 as well, and we head back over here and run this guy again, well, now everything inside of it has also been scaled down. All the widgets, our text box, our little button here, whoa, this thing, it's all been scaled down, also 50%. Before, when we did it, it was just the window and everything was like hard to read. You couldn't see, it didn't fit anymore, but now we've automatically scaled that as well. So you may want to do that, you may not. That's how to shrink everything. If you wanted to make it bigger, you could say 1.5 it, right? So if we change this would be like 150%. So now if we run this should make it much bigger. Oh yeah, look at that. It fills up the whole screen almost, 150%. And you'll notice everything's still crisp, right? The text, it's not fuzzy. That's what the automatic scaling will do. So maybe if we come back here, let's see, not sure if this is going to work or not, but if we turn that off, if we deactivate, let's turn off scaling, save this, head back over here and run it again. Yeah, you still can't really tell a change. Maybe these are a little blurrier. As we make this even bigger, it'd probably be more apparent, but I don't want to do that because it's going to be a hassle. But you get the idea, and it's super easy. Now, generally speaking, I don't mess with these things. I feel like if I build an app or something and somebody's using some weird display thing, they'll let me know and I'll just tell them, hey, change your display scaling on your Windows desktop, But if you're sort of aware or interested in that and you want to, I don't know, set these for some reason, this is how you do it. Super easy and really nice. Now, you can't do this with regular Tkinter. So this is a very nice feature of CustomTkinter. Makes it a little more modern, and very cool. So that's all for this video. If you liked it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and be sure to grab your totally free PDF copy of my Tkinter widget quick reference guide book. This thing is awesome, over 150 pages with all the Tkinter widget attributes. Grab your free copy today. Just head over to tkinter.com/widget-book, enter your email address, and I'll send that right out to you. And while you're there, think about membership in tkinter.com. You get all my Tkinter courses, all my future courses for a low price. Use coupon code YouTube to get 30% off membership if you're interested. My name is John Elder from tkinter.com, and I'll see you in the next video.